Okay, here we go. We've been waiting this for months. We are in the taxi on the way to the airport in Barcelona. The first leg is to Lisbon, and then from Lisbon we fly to Montreal. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam's here. Slashing Pumpkins are a recreational veterans ice hockey team loosely based in Barcelona, Spain. As the team gathers at the airport in Barcelona, others will fly to Montreal from the United Kingdom, Germany and Lithuania. During the Four Nations trip, the group will play friendly matches against Canadian teams and watch NHL and the Four Nations tournament games live at the Bell Centre. The trip was planned by the founder of Slashing Pumpkins, Paul O'Neill. Can you talk to me a little bit about the planning of the trip?
The planning of the trip was probably one of the most difficult ones I've had to do because, as you know, normally we go to a tournament. So planning for me is putting it in the group, seeing who wants to come, telling people the prices, getting the money, paying, usually booking at least half of the hotels, and then turning up. Everyone else deals with it pretty much themselves. The Montreal wasn't a tournament, it was a tour. It was the first tour that we've done. So we had to organize the hotels, we had to organize the games to be played. We also went to some pro games, so we had to buy tickets. And buying tickets for NHL games when they're sold out in 56 minutes, and you want to group together, not the easiest experience of my life, as some of the players and my partner can tell you. We needed to use 3 or 4 different credit cards, 3 or 4 different email addresses just to get the tickets, because you can only buy so many in one go. It wasn't the easiest, but it was good. It was definitely an experience for me. It was a learning curve.
Was it easy to get enough guys to go?
Originally, it seemed it was going to be very, very easy because everyone's like, oh, Montreal, great. And it wasn't stupidly expensive. We managed to cut costs and this and that. And we had, I think, 15 people sign up in the first week or so. We knew that we needed 10. We can travel anywhere with 10 plus 1, a goalie and 10 players. So I knew very quickly that there was a lot of interest. And then some people dropped out, other people stepped in, and we also have players in Canada that can fill the gaps as well. So it went easier than I expected, if I'm honest.
What about finding the teams to play against?
Not so difficult. I've got a lot of contacts, and I used Facebook. I used Instagram. I basically put a small letter together saying, "Hey, we're the Slashing Pumpkins." A little bit about who we are. We're a team in Europe, blah, blah, blah. We're coming for the Four Nations and we'd like to play some games. And I sent it to 30 or 40 different teams. And in the end, I think we had 12 or 13 teams respond saying that they could play us. And then it was just about finding rinks to play in that were convenient for everybody and time slots, because some of the games, the NHL games, were in the afternoon, so we could only play in the evening. Some were in the evening, so we could only play in the afternoon. Finding time to give people their own space to do stuff as well, not just watch hockey, play hockey, watch hockey, play hockey. People wanted, some wives came, some kids came, wanted to experience Montreal, not just hockey. So that organizing that part wasn't the easiest, because you've got to ship stuff around. Some rinks are more expensive than others. Some people won't pay because they're NHL players, so they don't want to pay. And that was the harder part. But we had such a big response to, yes, we'd love to play a European team coming over, that it wasn't too difficult. It was just the logistics to find the right time, which was very, very welcoming. So, yeah.
What's your own hockey background?
I moved from Belfast to London when I was 6.5 years old, and I moved to Hackney, a place called Murder Mile. Used to be very famous. My stepdad at the time said to me one afternoon, he said, one weekend, would you like to go ice skating? And being a 6.5-year-old, I was like, what's that? Yes. There was a rink called Lee Valley, and it was about a 15-minute walk from where I lived. I went, I got on the ice, I skated, didn't see what the problem was. And I think I got lucky. There was a guy called Ronnie, who was the coach of the kids, happened to be there that evening. And he came up to me and he said, hey, would you like to come and play hockey? Again, I had no idea what that was. So I took him over to my dad. I'm like, he wants me to play hockey. And my dad said, whatever you want. And I was like, yeah, why not? I think that was a Wednesday or Thursday night. They had the first training session on a Saturday. I had no skates, I had no equipment. Ronnie was like, don't worry, just come down. They gave me some stuff, and I'm 48 in a month, and I've been on the ice ever since. I played for Lee Valley all the way through my junior career, under 10s, under 12, under 14, under 16, under 21. I played for the Lee Valley Lions, the first professional team I ever played for. I think I went on with them when I was 16 for the first time. You know, all these big guys, a couple of ex-NHL players, and there's me on the fourth line praying that we're either winning by a lot so I get on, or losing by a lot so they get on. Really well looked after. I mean, I grew up in a very, very bad area. Didn't have the most fun of childhood, but hockey for me has been a lifesaver, like very literally in some senses.
February 25 was snowy in Montreal, and the team enjoyed the numerous outdoor rinks and other winter activities around the city. On Super Bowl Sunday, half of the team drove an hour and a half outside the city for a skate in a forest, and the rest headed to the legendary Bell Center to see the local Habs take on the Tampa Bay Lightning in the National Hockey League. The afternoon game was the second part of an annual family weekend event hosted by the Montreal Canadiens for the younger hockey fans and their parents.
In the spirit of this great game that unites us, that you kindly respect the Canadian and US national anthems and the players representing each country. Veuillez accueillir Alexandre Sylvestre et les élèves de l'école Saint-Edmond. Please welcome Alexandre Sylvestre and the students of the St. Edmund School.
Tampa Bay Lightning had to play without Nikita Kuzminov, who took part in the warm-ups but had to step out due to an upper body injury. The Lightning scored with their first two shots and stole the 2 points with a 5-3 victory. The first match in the Slashing Pumpkins' own schedule was against a Montreal team called the North. Some players of the North run a business which takes Canadian groups to play in tournaments in North America and Europe. The North was a lot younger team than the Slashing Pumpkins, and their skating ability and speed tested the older team from the puck drop. However, it was the Slashing Pumpkins who opened the scoring after Igor Kuzminov created a turnover in the Pumpkins' end, and his son, Denis Kuzminov, found Phil Morley gathering speed up the middle. Phil moved the puck up the ice to the third Kuzminov, Maestro, who flew past the defenders and scored with a forehand-backhand move to put the Pumpkins up 1-0. Nikita's family was one big collective that came with us.
Yeah, Nikita's a character. Nikita came to Barcelona about a year and a half ago as a student, and he found the Pumpkins because someone in FC Barcelona told him, look, we have no ice, speak to Paul. Paul's always got ice, he always finds stuff. And for us, it was sort of a dream come true. You know, a young kid, very, very good in goal, wanting to play with us. And he's lovely. When we decided to go to Prague last year for the World Cup, that was another big event that we did. He said, "Oh, my dad would like to come." So I was like, "Okay, Harold, your dad, you know, he's like, no, he's the same age as you, Paul. It'd be fine." So he came, and then his two brothers came, and his two brothers were a great surprise as well. I mean, the same age more or less as Nikita, one a little bit older, and very, very good. They've played since they were young, at decent level all the way across. So when we put Canada together, Igor contacted me. Nikita's dad, straight away and said, "Yes, Paul, want to come Canada." You know, very straight. Once we knew we had Igor, I automatically knew we had Nikita, Dennis, and the other Nikita. It was a given. So we've got 3 players and a goalie immediately. Then afterwards, two of the wives came. His other brother and sister came. We had 9. I think we were 19 people in total, and 9 of them were Nikita's brothers and family, immediate family. So it was incredible. So nice, so easy to deal with, and all good players. I mean, Igor, is a little bit older than me, but we call him Sticky because no matter what happens, he seems to always come out with the puck. Knows what he's doing. Great, just very, very nice guys. Just in general, very nice.
They scored a large portion of the
I'd say between the 2 of them, they got at least 50% of our goals, maybe 60. I might even be being not so generous, but yeah, or made those goals, which was great. They were definitely the 2 strongest players that we had by far.
Very nice couple of goals, man. Very nice goals.
Oh, thank you.
You used to play in Sweden?
Yeah,
Nice.
playing right now.
You're playing right now?
Yeah, like not the level, but same as here.
Very nice.
Like beer league stuff.
Very nice. What's the Swedish team that you play for?
It's called Lerum, and before that I played in Vikings.
Nice. Let me take a little shot of that. Very nice. Okay, good luck, man.
Thank you.
Is this the end for the D?
Correct.
How are you doing?
Not too bad.
Are they good?
Pretty good, yeah. It's a nice level to the game now. It's fun.
We're leading
Absolutely
3-0. Is it because of Nikita?
I think it's because of his family, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Nikita's brother seems to be very good. And I think was it Matt who scored 1 goal?
I haven't seen any of the goals.
I gave it best and I see you just turn around. I was like, okay.
Yeah, cool.
How's the other team feeling? Are they good?
The other team?
Yeah.
Fast. Too fast for me. Not an old guy. Come on, mate. It's good though. Makes you feel alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good period.
I feel, how was the first 20?
That was good.
They good?
Nice fast hockey. Yeah, those guys are good. I mean, it's obvious they played the game before. You know what I mean?
What about our goalie?
Oh, fuck, he's standing on his head, man. If it wasn't for him, that score would be completely different. We've got our chances, but he's stopping everything. Everything they throw at him. It's fantastic. Looks good.
Good luck for the next 20.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
My name is Nikita Kuzminov. I am from Lithuania, Klaipėda. It's a very small town. Currently, I live in Barcelona. I'm studying for my sports management degree, and as well as continuing playing hockey and roller hockey together with Paul.
When did you start playing?
I first started playing when I was 4 years old, but I started as a player, and I only transitioned into being a goalie when I was 10 years of age. So I'm being a goalie for 12 years right now.
What made you start playing hockey?
Well, my whole family is huge hockey fans, and my dad is the one who brought me on the ice. So it was like not something that I wanted to do. It was something that I kind of was forced to do, but I love it right now, and I don't regret doing that anymore, you know?
What was your junior team like?
I've had a lot of junior teams because I was fortunate to travel around the world a lot. I played in Austria, United States, Sweden. Most of them were junior teams. And I can say all of them brought different experiences. Some of them were a bit tougher than the other ones. Some of them were more focused on tactics rather than physicality. In terms of being a goaltender, European teams have given me more training and experience rather than the United States. So junior hockey was very, very broad in terms of experience for me. Yeah.
Who were your idols? Who did you look up to when you were a kid?
It's a bit weird to say, even though I'm a goalie. My favorite player has always been Sidney Crosby. And when we're talking about the goaltenders, obviously it's Marc-Andre Fleury. And it was Matt Murray, a goalie for Pittsburgh Penguins during their Stanley Cup winning triumph. And right now, Jordan Binnington, the Canadian goalie. I love his confidence and his ability to be so agile on the ice. That's what I love the most about them. When I moved to Spain 2 years ago, I understood that there wasn't going to be much hockey, but I knew I might find something. So I just posted on Facebook in the group that I'm looking for some team to just practice with. And this is where I found Paul. He answered on my question on Facebook, said, give me a call. So I called him, and that's when we started going out to Puigcerdà, roller hockey. And well, right now, it's been 2 years, and we're still doing that.
What made you select to come to this trip, the Montreal trip?
Well, Canada is one of my favorite countries in the whole world. I've been there quite a lot of times. And obviously, being a hockey player, you have to visit Canada at least once to understand the culture, because they are pretty much like the mother of the sport. So it was no second thoughts about coming to this trip. When they said Montreal, hockey, especially Four Nations, watch the best players, I said yes right away.
Who have made the biggest impression of the Four Nations players?
Absolutely, it was Canada. I mean, seeing Crosby, as I mentioned before, but also together with McKinnon, McDavid, best players in the world right now, is something of a just one-in-a-lifetime experience to see. Well, yeah, so I would say Canada. Canada is one of the best.
And what do you think you're going to remember from which experiences this trip are going to stay with you the longest?
First of all, it's definitely that it was a family trip for us, because my brothers and sisters came along, and we've had a lot of fun time here, like exploring the town, but also hanging out with the team and playing different types of people all over Canada, Montreal, from regular warm-up training to actual games with firefighters. It was just something new for me.
What should everybody know about Slashing Pumpkins?
I want to say that Slashing Pumpkins is going to be one of the biggest recreational teams in the whole world. We build community, we care for each other, and this is what makes us special. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Hey, that was awesome.
It's hard to get set up. You have to remember, I'm 22 years older than you. Older.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember, just get
you don't look like it. I'm 23 years older than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what are you talking about?
Okay, we can swap. I'll play with him, and you play with these two.
Here we have the Pumpkins fan section. What do you say after the first 20 minutes? Well,
Not me.
any comments after first 20?
I think they're holding their own. They're showing some good plays. Could be a bit better on their back check, but you know they're trying hard.
Thank you very much.
In the second period, the North started to tilt the ice towards the Pumpkins' end with long offensive zone possessions and quick counterattacks. Here, Nikita deals with the first shot, but the North cash in the rebound to make the score 6-2. After 2 periods, the score is 6-3 for the Pumpkins. Early in the third period, Igor Kuzminov carries the puck along the left wing, slows down, passes to Ulysses, and drives towards the goal to one-time the return pass into the net for the 7th Pumpkins goal. The score is 7-3. But that would be the last time Pumpkins scored, while the North staged a fierce comeback, scoring their 4th, 5th and 6th goals within minutes of each other. Here the game is 7-6 and Nikita manages to save the first effort once more, but the second shot from the side of the net goes in. Around 5 minutes to play and the game is tied 7-7. Both teams have their chances to score the winning goal, but the goalies keep their nets clean for the rest of the match. The final chance fell to Pumpkins' Neil Plaisted, whose shot barely missed the net right at the final buzzer. The final score was a 7-7 tie, so nobody had to leave the ice with a loss. The second match in the Pumpkin schedule would be against the North as well, but the game would be played at an outdoors rink.
Sam, how was that?
Difficult.
Tell me a little bit more.
No. That's all I have to say about that.
Difficult. And I heard that tomorrow they're going to have an even better team.
Yeah, I'm not playing defense again. Sorry, lads.
You're going to be a goal scoring left wing tomorrow.
Yeah.
you need to go and train in the outdoors rink tonight.
Yeah, I reckon after training this evening I'll probably be able to take any of them on.
Yeah. And here we have Phil. How was that?
That was a great skate. It's unbelievable how quick these guys are.
Yeah.
It was a hockey lesson. When you're on the ice watching, that's how it's supposed to be played. A lot of fun though.
They were all younger than us.
Yeah, they're all my kids. No, it was fun. A lot of fun. I'm glad we came. Let's see what it's going to be like tomorrow. That was the B team.
Yeah.
That's what they say, so we're going to have the A team tomorrow. We'll have a look.
Is tomorrow the outdoors game or?
Outdoor game's tomorrow at 6:30.
Oh, that's going to be lovely.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And our goalie, that's the only reason it's 7-7. The only reason. Unreal. Great team.